Hey, planner friends. I hope everyone is doing well today. All right, so this looks like a lot happening right here on my desk, but today I wanted to do kind of like a mid-year check-in on what planners I'm using, how I'm using them, and then what has changed since I posted the last video about my 2021 planner lineup. So I'm really hoping that this is not going to be super lengthy, but you never know. So I wanted to go ahead and dive in and just kind of talk about my planner system. This looks like a whole lot, right? And I guess I will say, like in my previous video, I did mention that I am someone who compartmentalizes different aspects of my life, and I like to have a certain place for each thing or category or whatever. So that's kind of what you're seeing here is my different categories. So I want to start first by saying I am also in a new season of life where I have taken on going to school. So I did add some things to my planner system. And then I made a couple of changes, but for the most part, not a whole lot has changed. So I want to go ahead and just kind of get started. I'm going to try to follow what I did with the previous video. We're going to talk about my work planner system. So let me just kind of dive into this. So this was my work planner for this school year. This is a simplified planner. I would say it's letter size. It's the exact same size as a letter size piece of paper, if you see here. So this is what I used, and it had there's a lot of things I cannot show in this because of confidentiality. So I can't really, dive in. But basically I probably have a blank weekly. You have a monthly view in here. It does have tabs. It has like these laminated tabs here. And then, yeah, I can show you this weekly. And then you have like this weekly spread. And so you have like anything that needed to be done here and then listing out to-dos. This was this planner served me very well throughout the school year. I think I got it at Target. My husband actually got this for me as a gift, and it served me fairly well. My biggest complaint is it has the wire O binding, which I absolutely despise. As you can see, it's like loose and breaking and all kinds of nonsense. And so I was like, I need to consider what's going to work for me for the upcoming school year to kind of help me stay, focused, where I can list out like important events and things that must get done that are day specific, but also maybe keep some type of notebook to better keep myself organized, because towards the end of the year, that became a humongous mess. So with that being said, I'm going to try to zoom in just a smidge so you guys can see this one. This is a day designer. I got it at Target. It was like $12.99, I think was the price. It is a bound book, and it's going to have some wear and tear on it because I'm rough on my work planners, but it's a bound book. It kind of has like this faux leather situation here. And so it is an academic year. So show it to you really quickly. And I've been using these because they fit perfectly. These are from Cloth and Paper for daily agenda if my list gets too long. And then I also have like some Cloth and Paper sticky notes stuck here. So it starts off with start with the big picture, setting your goals, design your days, be intentional about, I guess your morning and evening routines, how you stay on course, like review things, and then it jumps right into the monthlies. Now you have May and June monthlies in here. It's kind of weird, like this whole situation, but again, I don't need anything fancy for work. So you get May and June, and then it starts in July. It does list out like, I guess, holidays, and then you have this like notes and to-do list column here. You have like your previous month and the month that's coming up, and then it moves straight into your weekly pages where it just, lists out like, I guess, any day specific events or appointments, and then your to-dos. It is important to note here that Saturday and Sunday are split. The columns are split, which that's fine with me because I don't use this planner for Saturday and Sunday. The paper is fairly thin, but again, for 12 bucks, you know, you can't beat it. And then in the back, it does come with several notes pages. They are lined. So it runs from July 2021 to June 2022, which is perfect for me because I do work in schools. So you have several notes pages back here. And then I did a quick test because I use like the Sharpie felt tip pens. So there is definitely some ghosting. I don't know if you can see that there, but there definitely is some ghosting. It's very thin paper, but for work it'll definitely meet my needs, and I won't have to worry about like the planner starting to unravel and all that jazz. So this is what I'm going to try for work, and I'll pair it with a notebook of some sort. So that's like the change, I guess, to my current lineup. So I am still in the A5. This is the Filofax Finsbury. I have not changed the way I use this. I did a flip. I'm going to zoom out just a smidge. I did a flip of this planner and posted it not too long ago. So if you're interested in seeing that, I'll link it in the cards and also down below. I do not use this for planning. This is specific for keeping track of things for the home. So this is kind of like my home reference binder per se, and our finances and goals. So I do have like our budgets live in here, our savings live in here, and then my goals. And like I said, I'm not going to go super in detail because I've already done a flip of this planner. So if you're interested in seeing that, be sure to check it out. So home reference, this does not leave the house. It's got some wear and tear, but it's serving me very, very well. But it is a Filofax Finsbury in A5 size. So also still using my little pocket planner from Moterm as my wallet. So not a whole lot has changed in here. I do have a monthly in here that is quite messy. Let me zoom in just a smidge. It is quite messy just because this is where I quickly jot things down on the go. Sometimes I will weekly plan in here. Sometimes I throw notes in here. So this is what I call my messy planner, I guess. I do like keep like my cycle tracker and all of that. And I have done a flip of this as well, that I'll link in the cards and down below if you're interested in seeing how I use this. But it's really just for on-the-go planning, which is quite messy for me. This also serves as my wallet. So I do keep like my cash envelopes in here. And then I found these cute little notebooks at Walmart. They're just like little like mini composition books, and I have it tucked back here for like quick notes if I need more space. And then also like if my kids like want to doodle if we're out and about. And then I have like cards and stuff like that and various other things in the back pocket. So this is kind of like for on-the-go planning, not necessarily for planning my life, but just to quickly jot things down. And then we'll kind of talk about, zooming out again, we'll talk about my everyday planning. So it's kind of twofold here. I'm still in personal rings. Personal, I believe, will always be my size. I don't think I would ever like change sizes. This is a size that I'm really invested in, that I really love. It just meets my needs. This is where I track everything, in all honesty. My schedule, I do keep our check register in here. This is where like I track my goal progress. I have my gratitude. I have stuff for my kids in here. So this is basically like my everything, every planner. And this is like my hobby planner too. So I want to kind of, you know, touch on the fact that for me, planning is not just a tool I use to kind of keep myself on track. It's also something I enjoy doing. So this is kind of one of my creative outlets. This is where I like to throw in decorations and make it pretty. And so, you know, I do want to really touch on planning as a hobby. While each planner has a purpose, it also serves as a hobby for me. It's fun. You know, I enjoy planning. I enjoy, you know, printing out, you know, beautiful dashboards and layering things and laying down stickers and things like that. So it's not just a means for, being productive and a tool for being productive. It's also a hobby. It's something I thoroughly enjoy. It just so happens that it also keeps me on track. So this is like my everything planner. Sometimes it goes with me places, sometimes it doesn't. And I have several flips of how I use my personal rings. If you just want to like scroll through my channel and check it out, please feel free to. And then this is my Wonderland 222, and this is where this is basically my memory keeping, I guess, or my time auditing, or where I write down like what actually happened. So I guess this is the planner that I use for things that I want to happen, is my best way of describing it. This is what actually happened. So with that being said, I think it is so important, for me to keep a track on how I'm spending my time, just to make sure that, number one, I'm in alignment with like my goals, but also so I can look back and see, what I've been doing. I'm a firm believer in like your time is your most valuable asset. So there has to be some type of way that you're able to, keep track of your time. I guess, if that makes sense. I hope that was helpful. So I'm in this every day. I'm in this every day. These are my two everyday planners. Budget, my home reference binder, the A5. Here I'm in this when I'm updating budget stuff, when I'm, writing out maybe goal action steps, when I'm putting updated notes on like car maintenance, home maintenance, whatever. So this is as needed. This is in my purse typically anytime I go somewhere, and I always use this to like pull out my card or pull out cash, like if I'm shopping. But as far as like the plans, as needed. So there's not a whole lot of duplication of information, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So then I have my two creative outlets. This is new. I found this at Michael's. It's a traveler's notebook. I was just curious about traveler's notebooks and wanted to see what the fuss was about. So this, I don't use this often, just when I feel like laying down washi and stickers and all that stuff. Like this was a card that my husband gave me for Mother's Day, and I wanted to memory keep it. So just whenever I feel like using it, I don't use it a ton. Again, creative outlet. I just added it. I got this for $3 at Michael's, so I thought it was pretty fun, but worth mentioning. And then this is my journal. This is a PP Weeks size. So this is from Print Pression, and it's the dot grids, as you can see. And this is where I journal. Sometimes it's just writing. Sometimes it's, I put pictures down. It's just whatever I feel like doing. So again, another creative outlet for me. This is not something that I, put a lot of pressure on myself to make pretty, because I don't share this part of my life. This is for my eyes only. And so this is part of my system, and I do, write some stuff down in here. But again, more so for my creativity. And then lastly, these are new. I'm going to zoom out just a smidge. These are new, and both of these covers are from the Print Pression Classic line. So I have this one. This is a pink A5. So previously I posted a video where I showed like how I set up an academic planner, and I used the cloth and paper clear PVC planner or whatever it was called. I didn't like it. I didn't like that it was clear. I'm not a big fan of the clear planners. I don't know if that's unpopular opinion. I don't like them. Print Pression had a sale over Memorial Day, and so I was like, ooh, I'm going to, try this planner out, because I got it for 30% off the regular price. And even then, like, his regular price items are fairly, they're very affordable. So this is set up specific for school. So I do have, like, again, some elements of deco, but it's mainly functional. So I have like to-do lists. That's from Susie Shop. That's pretty. I have monthlies where I color code like my assignments. And then I have weeklies, which my weeklies are more so like breaking down tasks. than anything else. I did have like this whole get up in my personal rings and it just wasn't working for me. I needed more space. So it moved it's migrated its way in here. I have like a note section that's from ZZ Shop too. And then back here, what I did was I basically used these Filofax numbered, there's like a smudge there, these Filofax numbered dividers, and I just used cloth and paper, the circle page flags, and wrote the course number. And in here, I just have like any notes, my course schedule, and my syllabus printed out A5 size. So I only use this planner for school. And the reason why I said it in the video where I showed where I set this up was because if you look at this being due, am I in frame? When you look at all the due dates I have for assignments, like there's no way it would fit in my personal ring planner if we're looking at a monthly, because it would just get lost in the shuffle and I would be a mess and confused and probably turn a bunch of stuff in late. So I set up a separate planner just for school. I have this mild liner. I like this color, really jumps out at me. So once I've turned in the assignment, I highlight it. So that way I know it's complete. And then I have my Pilot Juice pen. And all I keep in here is school stuff. And it's just, again, I'm a compartmentalizer, so it makes a huge difference to me. And then lastly, I have, this is a B6 TN cover from Print Pression. It's in black. And I got it in black, so like if I decided I wanted to pull this out and use this cover for like a work notebook, I could. It still looks very professional. But I have a B6 Stology in here. And let me real quickly, I had it tucked in there, but this can be used as a TN as well. So it does have 4 strings in here. It has a big back pocket and then the typical Print Pression card configuration. But this is a B6 Stology that I have. I have like a color coding system for my notes, but this is where I'm jotting down notes from lectures or from readings that I want to keep. So that way it's all in a bound book. And I love the way Stology paper filled out. So as long as this notebook lasts me, that's what I'm going to use. But this is where I kind of, like I said, jot down notes and things like that. And I just have a purple highlighter there. And that's all I have in here aside from this die cut. So I went through that a whole lot more quickly than I thought I would. But I guess like I know it looks like a lot, right? Like, let me zoom out. It looks like a lot. And that's not all of them. Let's throw them all. Throw them all in the mix, right? It looks like a lot. It really does. And I get that. But for me, it works because I don't feel like I'm double planning stuff. I feel like I have a place for everything, which is the way that my brain works. And I understand that my system may not work for everyone else. My system may look extremely overwhelming to some. Like if I just saw this and didn't know, like I would probably be like, oh my goodness, that's a lot. But I'll say I did take some notes because I wanted to put some really good thought into this video. So for me, each planner has a purpose and it meets a need in my life. I operate better when I compartmentalize things. That's just the way my brain works. So I know like schedule, life, everything, personal rings, right? I know like if it's school stuff, like I just reach for this planner and boom, I got it. This is, my wallet. So it's with me everywhere I go. If I feel like being creative, want to lay down some stickers and be decorative and or if I'm pissed off and want to vent and write something down, I can put it in here. This keeps track of like stuff at home, things that are important, like our budget, like our finances, like my goals, like our, home and car maintenance and things like that. How am I spending my time? Boom. Notes for school. Boom. And then I have to have something separate for work because of the type of work I do. It's confidential. So I just operate better when I can compartmentalize things. But I also I want to make sure I'm clear that planning is not just a system or it's not just, tools for me to keep my life together. It's also a hobby. It's also something I thoroughly enjoy doing. I like decorating spreads. I like laying down stickers. I like making pretty dashboards and planning for a new monthly setup. if I have the time to do that. It's just something I enjoy doing. So it's also a self-care tool. So planners do really help me stay on track. They help me stay productive. They help me stay on task. They help me plan for when I am feeling overwhelmed because I can break things down. I at times have a tendency to bounce or to be inattentive. So this is a tool. All of these are tools for some type of production, or I guess production or productivity that I want to have in my life. So that's why I do all of this. So anyway, like I said, I wanted to do like a really quick like mid-year check-in on what was going on with my planner system. I don't show everything, especially like these two. These are very private and very personal, parts of my life. And I guess you don't necessarily say they're part of a planning system, but I consider them to be just because they're a creative outlet for me. So I hope that I explained that well, and I hope that that made sense to you. And I do acknowledge and understand that what works for me doesn't necessarily work for everyone else. But I did want to share kind of like this is the way my brain works. So I feel like it's important to have these these tools to help me stay. My life is busy, and so it helps me to have all of these different tools to keep me on track and know what the heck is going on, right? That's so important. So anyway, that's the end of that rant. But like I said, if you're interested in seeing my previous video, please check that out. I'll be sure to link as many videos as I can in the cards and down below so that you can check it out. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, comment those down below. I love interacting with you guys, and I hope everyone has a fabulous day. I'll see you guys in my next video.